Alright, so for today's lesson 7.6, this is going to be just kind of a review lesson, but it's going to be a review with structure. What we would like you to do is take a set of system equations and solve it using 3 different methods, so you can see how the 3 different methods work. Okay, so the first method is by graphing. We've kind of give some hints here, and you solve them both sides of the first equation to get them in slope-intercept form. Okay. I'm going to get that format so we can graph them easier. And so on the first equation, we got 3x plus y equals -3. We're going to minus 3x from both sides, and the other side over here. And so in slope-intercept form, we have y equals -3x minus 3. And from that, we're going to pull our slope, which is -3, and we put over 1 for a fraction so we can graph a rise and a run. And our intercept is -3. So we jump down to our graph down here, and we put that first point at -3 right there. And our slope says go down 3 over 1, so we could drop 3 and go right 1, drop 3 and go right 1, or we go reverse by going up 3 and left 1. Okay. And we do this to get our points on the graph. And then we can connect those together with a ruler. Okay. So draw our line here like this. Okay. And we're going to go to our second equation as soon as we get this drawn. So we'll drop our line in there. Go to our second equation now, which is x plus 2y equals 4. So we got x plus 2y equals 4. We have to solve this for y, so we're going to do a little bit of work on this, and so we've got a minus x from both sides. Again, we're trying to get y alone, so I'm going to get 2y. I'm going to put the -1 there, because I'm going to need it in a minute, so I'm going to put the 1x there. Plus 4. Those are not like terms, we don't add them together. And divided by 2. This is why I put the 1 there, so I can see there's a divided by 2. I actually have a fraction right there, and plus 2. So my slope in this case is -1/2. My intercept is +2. So that means I start up here at +2 on the graph, and I go down 1, right 2, and that's getting me farther away from my other line, so I want to go the other direction, so go up 1, left 2. I find I have an intersection point right there in the middle. So knowing that's my intersection point, I can get this line drawn here. Goes down through there. That line intersects at that point right there. That point is at -2 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. So my solution is -2, 3. That will be the solution to the next 2 equations. We're going to solve the next one by substitution. The same set by substitution and the same set by elimination, so you can see the difference in what happens with the 3 of them. Okay, so on the next step, on number 2, we solve by substitution, and kind of the same thing. I'm going to take this top equation and solve it for y, and I'm going to substitute it into the bottom equation. So the top equation I take and go 3x plus y equals -3. And I minus the 3x to the other side, and so I have y equals -3x minus 3. I'm going to take that and put that take that material and put that in this y right there. So now I have 2, I have x plus 2 times y, and that y is going to be new material, equals 4. I put that -3x minus 3 in for that y, because that y equals that, and I solve this equation. So I get x, 2 times -3 is -6x, and 2 times -3 is -6, equals 4. Combine my like terms here, so I get -5x minus 6 equals 4. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And so I get -5x equals 10 divided by -5. I get x equals -2, which is what I knew I was supposed to get from the other page. And my y, take this now, put this back in here, so I get y equals -3 times -2 minus 3. I get y equals +6 minus 3, so y equals 3. That is the same solution I got from the other side, which is great. That means I've got it right. Okay, that's by substitution. I did my substitution there and there, my two substitutions. Now I'm going to do this by elimination, same idea. By elimination, I can either make this a -3 or make this a -2. So I'm going to times this by -2 right here. It's going to give me -2x. No, sorry, -6x. Oops. And -2y. And -6, +6, and make mistakes. Bottom equation did not change, so I got x plus 2y equals 4. There's the opposite I'm looking for. So now I've got my opposites, I can add my equation together. So I get -5x, the y's are gone, equals 10. So again, divided by -5, get x equals -2. Now I'm going to stick that back in the equation. I think I'll put it right here. So I have -2 plus 2y equals 4. If I add 2 to both sides, I get 2y equals 6. Divided by 2, I get y equals 3. So I get a solution of 2 and -3, which is -2 and 3. Which is what I'm supposed to get every single time. Okay? So the whole practice of today is just learning how to just going through what we've already taught you and using each form, graphing, substitution, elimination to solve the same equation. Get used to the skills. Okay? So on this next example, they're going to be going to go kind of quick. They're all going to be right here. Not enough room here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this equation up in slope-intercept form. And I'm going to use that slope-intercept form substitution, and then this is already set up for elimination, so this is going to be pretty quick. Okay. So my first job is to add the 2x to both sides to get this 2x off this side. So add that 2x to both sides here. So that'll give me y equals 2x plus 1. On the bottom equation, I'm going to minus 2x from both sides. Okay. So that gives me y equals -2x plus 5. Okay, that'll set me up for substitution also. So, now, to graph this, my intercept is +1, so I'm going to go to +1. My slope is 2, so I'm going to go up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, or I can also go down 2 and left 1. Okay, there's a couple of points there. Let's get this on the graph here. Get this line drawn here. Okay, there's that line. Second line starts at +5. And it goes down 2 over 1. So we go down 2, right 1. There's my intersection point. Not going to take very long to find that one. Okay. So find the intersection point here. Solving by graphing is get the lines on the graph and find out where they cross. This is at 1 and 3, so my solution is 1 and 3. Okay, I'll get that same solution by doing substitution and elimination now. Okay, so I said I set up for substitution. So because I have both these in y equals format, I can take this and put it in for a y right here, and that y right there. So I'm going to go, so for substitution I'm going to get 2x plus 1 equals -2x plus 5. Solving this equation then gives me, I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So plus 2x to both sides. I'm going to get 4x plus 1 equals 5. If I minus 1 from both sides, I get 4x equals 4. And divided by 4, I get x equals 1, which is what I got up there. Now, take this and put it back into one of these equations, doesn't matter which one, for where the x is. I'm going to take the top one, so I'm going to go y equals 2 times 1 plus 1. So y equals 2 plus 1, or y equals 3. There's my substitution solution, which is the exact same as my graphing solution. And I said that these were set up for elimination, so because these have already got elimination, we'll just bring those down here. So we got negative 2x plus y equals 1. I got a positive 2x plus y equals 5. We already have elimination set up because the 2's are already opposites. So I'm going to do those in. Okay, get some more room here. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to add these together. So these x's go away. I get 2y equals 6 divided by 2. I get y equals 3. Now find the y and put that in. I think I'll do the bottom one. So I'll do 2x plus 3 equals 5 minus 3 from both sides. I get 2x equals 2 divided by 2. You get x equals 1. Okay, so that's the idea on those. We're going to do okay, so your assignment then is in your packet. It's on paper, and it's going to do the same thing. Here's your assignment on paper. I need you to show all the work for how to do these. So here's your first two set of equations. Take this set of equations and graph them, solve them by graphing, by substitution, by elimination. And one's already set up for graphing, one's in standard form. And the second set, they're both in slope-intercept form. So they really work out well for both graphing and substitution, but then you have to get them in standard form to get elimination. I mean, you got to get rid of the x, or the half also. And on the back, we have the third set. These are both in standard form, and they're actually set up for elimination, but they're not really set up for graphing or substitution, so you got to figure out how to do that. Okay? So that's your assignment today. All right, good luck.